this is the cheapest long-range 2020 model Tesla in the UK with acceleration boost. This came out at £18,300. I haven't turned off the fart noise yet. Right, that's hilarious. So funny. Really wears thin pretty quickly going on there. I am astonished by the quality, the condition, the performance is all absolutely spot on. There's no so I have bought my first ever car. It's the Tesla Model 3 long range. It's 5 years old. So here is a video where I'm going to tell you what it's like, what my experience, my first time experience with the Tesla is like, and also the condition of the car being 5 years old with 57,000 miles, and the things that are good about it and the things which I think are not so great about, or maybe that I would not advise people to be spending their money on just now. So first thing I'll tell you about this car is let's have a look at the condition of what 5-year-old 50,000 mile car looks like. But before I do that, we'll just do the auto park mode. So I'm coming up here, I'm going to get it to just do its auto parking, and it's going to do all the business for me without me having to do anything. This I think is actually quite a good feature. My rear camera is something which I'm asked Tesla to upgrade or repair or replace or something. So they're sending out a mechanic to replace that already. So that's quite good service that I'm seeing from Tesla. But I see that the side cameras, they're good quality, but the reversing camera is not. So let's go out and have a look at the car, and we can have a look at what I think is good and what to expect from a 5-year-old car. So I've actually bought the cheapest Tesla Model 3 long range 2020 model. So it's the it doesn't have the heat pump or anything like that, so it's slightly less efficient than the old one. It's the one which has the chrome chintzy bits, I might say. It's like the chrome detailing there. So that is shows us the 2022 version, or the 2020 version. After 2020 you got the 2021, and that had blacked out all that. The white pearlescent paint job I'm thinking is actually pretty good. So 5-year-old, what am I noticing here? Apart from a couple dead bugs, it's actually all pretty good. There may be a little bit of a chip there, maybe another little chip up there, but otherwise some dead bugs. That's about it. So yeah, pretty happy with the condition. Again, even with the wheels, all of them just top-notch condition going on there. This also came with some mud flaps. I think they're not standard. I think they were an extra that the previous owner had bought. No mud flaps at the back that I can see. Boot wise, I'm pretty impressed. It is a large boot. So if we see here, the handles, okay, this is something which I will talk about, the handles, the condition inside the car. So I've got kids seat, normal seat, all heated seats as well, the black leather on the inside, and just the sheer amount of space for me to drive. I've put in some all-weather mats at the moment, just some cheap ones that I got from the shops, and then it's still got all that space, has still piles of room even for a child in the boot. So that is the outside. Oh no, this is one of the things which I think not so great is, I remember when they were first coming out, the Tesla was claimed for having bad panel gaps, and yeah, okay, panel gaps are pretty substantial on some of the bits on this, but it's here which I am the most sure. That's a full finger's width of panel gap going on there. So that definitely, I think, adds to some wind noise when driving. If I close the door, and if I close that door, same here, just massive gap, which I haven't noticed on either previous cars or the more up-to-date Teslas going on there. But externally, looking pretty good. Okay, now let's go to the inside. So one of the other things about the 2020 model is it wasn't a powered tailgate, so you have to use your strength to actually close it. There it goes. Now this is the thing. So these door handles, which I think is what all Teslas have, is fine for me. However, for my elderly dad, while he was trying to hold his walking stick and trying to push that in, and his old hands trying to do like push that and then get his hand there, it was a bit of a challenge for him there. In fact, that hasn't closed very well. Let's try again. So the door handles are cool looking, but not great for elderly people or people with arthritis, effectively. Now, if we go inside, so 5 years old, the condition of, hold on, I'll just get it to turn music off. Turn music off. Command not understood. Okay. Hold on, try again. Turn off radio. App closed. It's still making a noise. What is the noise? I'll just turn the volume down. Right, okay, that doesn't work. Yeah, condition of the leather seats. I am pretty impressed with this. I'm thinking my butt, it feels like quite a narrow seat. It really is hugging here. These aren't the sports seats in any sort of way. But it feels like it's definitely not made for somebody with fat hips. That is for sure. Inside's interesting. Obviously, this is a bit of a new experience for me. So we've got some open porous wooden paneling going on there, and then just nothing. It is a great view. So one of the great things to say about it is its sheer viewing area that you've got. You're not so much high up, but the bonnet goes down so far and doesn't seem too far away. You've got great visibility from the driver's seat, that's for sure. And the rest of it, what I'm quite impressed with is the sheer depth of the storage bins, which are nice and big, filled with all my stuff, and the little charger. I just put a charging cable in there. So yeah, just like a lot of area to fill up with high energy drinks. And then that goes down there. So it looks like the previous owner must have wrapped this in something, and obviously the Tesla, it wasn't Tesla approved, so they've obviously taken that off, but it's just left all the sticky stuff going on there. So I need to get some good cleaner to get that all clean. But in terms of scratches, again, this is a 5-year-old car, and apart from, yeah, very well, it's probably in very good condition because they've had the sticky feature thing on it, sticky covers on that. So that is all really good. And the screen as well, immaculate. The mirror up there, immaculate. Again, it's so good that it looks like the previous owner never even bothered to take off the film for the visor. And I'm loving the yeah, so everything in here for 5-year-old, a 2020 model, buying it in 2025. Happy days. Apart from some scuffs there, the steering wheel, spot on. The seat cushioning is spot on. I think my fat butt is going to really kind of compress that in some sort of way. But otherwise, really good. One of the other things I do like about this one is it has the stock. So before I bought this car, I went and got a couple of test rides on the new Highland version, I think it's called, the 2025 version, where the indicators are all just a button press on the steering wheel, which was a massive pain in the butt. I did not enjoy that. So having some actual stocks for indicating, for flashing lights, for putting on the windscreen wipers, I really like that. I would possibly avoid getting the brand new version just because of that stock. Same with the other stock here. You've got your drive and your neutral and your reverse and your autopilot in here. So now the next thing we're going to talk about is the things which I, as a new Tesla owner, was a bit of a learning experience. So all the tech that's in a Tesla is all to kind of make it a nice, safer driving environment. However, I found it just to be something which was a massively distracting and confusing and taking my eyes off the road, certainly as a new driver. So as a new driver, there's a lot of stuff going on here, lots of options, lots of, oh, am I looking at my mileage of my rates of how much energy I've used? Oh, am I looking at the maps? How do I find my closest charging point. Oh, I just need to click on that button, no, that button there, and all that stuff. So there's a lot of, there's like, you need to spend a full day, maybe 2 days of just playing with this. And with this, there's some fun things, or even just so you become efficient with changing all the settings, with something which I really needed to get used to. So a lot of stuff I think you can do from the steering wheel control up here. So using this as the audio capture, so you can just press it and go, turn the fans on. Okay, that didn't work. Blow faster. No, not blow faster. There are some options here. Let's try them again. Make it colder. Temperature set to that. But they haven't turned the fans on. Right, okay. That was... I'll put it on auto. Wherever. Okay, so yeah, there's also a learning experience for me to figure out what commands it says or it can understand and all that kind of stuff. Okay, wait a minute. Let's try again. Fan speed slower. It's still blowing really fast. It hasn't. How do we... I'm still learning. Wait, that is it saying low. Medium. High. Oh wow, that is... No. Right, oh, just... God, right. So yeah, some tech in here which as a new user of it, I'm still having to learn and figure out exactly how to get the best and most efficient use of it. So this is something which you can get used to it within a day, but I reckon it'll take a week, maybe a month before I become fluent with this. And that's where just throwing a new person into the car, you're not going to really understand what to do, especially when there's a million different apps and all that kind of stuff. And the main thing you want is nav, as I've got here, your navigations, for me, I like to know my energy consumption. You've got your radio, okay, I had the volume up too much there, and then the camera settings here. Now, let's, one of the other things, which, arcade, you've got some games in here which the kids can play. So my kid's able to come in here and use the Xbox controller and play some games on this. We have a 2-player on one of the driving games, which is great fun while we're doing some charging. There's also hilarious things like farting, making the car fart. So this stuff is very funny for a 10-year-old and for a 41-year-old as well for the first 10 minutes or so. However, it does kind of get old very quickly. You're like, oh yeah, that's really funny. There's another one where you can put it on fart on indicator. So when my wife went for a drive in this today, I put fart on indicator. She did not appreciate every time she pressed the indicator there was fart noises. She wasn't happy with that, especially also fart on contact. So every time you sit in the car, that also is funny, but it will wear thin very quickly. So that's not something I'm like, oh, do you know what? I really need to have the fart theme on. Same with like light show and all this other, like you can make the car turn into Santa's reindeer. Ho ho ho. Santa mode enabled, right? We'll turn the volume down. Nope, can't even turn the volume down, so we're gonna get done for copyright there. Turn ho 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 off. Nope. Nope. Turn ho 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 off. Nope. Turn ho 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 off. Santa mode is right. Okay, so yeah, that's a faff. It's just a bloatware inside the thing. However, it can be handy if my kids want to sit in this and for charging, they can play with the games and all that kind of stuff. It's quite easy. I would say quite easy, but it's set up my diary in this. I've got it hooked up with my phone. My phone's the key. That's all quite good. And then the radio stations are all quite easy to get a hold of as well. So that's all good. Now, the next thing about this is because I bought this from the the Tesla franchise dealership, all their second-hand cars come with enhanced autopilot for free, which I would say is good, because so far from my experience with it, I would not recommend people spending the £3,000, 3,000 something pounds for the enhanced autopilot. That certainly at the moment with the UK roads, certainly where I've been driving, the amount of phantom brake, like I heard phantom braking is an issue. I thought it might be, you've maybe experienced it maybe once a week or something. I've had it 3 times in one drive. I was like, oh, that's a bit more of an issue. Whether that's just because of our roads are so bad and it's hitting, or it's just seeing things which aren't there, I don't know. It wasn't that great. And again, with the steering, not that great. American YouTube videos that I watch, in fact, I'm slowing it down. It needs to slow right down for this corner, because if this screws up on this corner, yeah, and it just gave up. Yeah, perfect. So that was not that great as well. It does auto steer when you're in cruise control. Wasn't impressed with that, because it has a bit of a meltdown a lot of the times, or just slams on the brakes. So to the point now where in the car settings, I have in the dynamics, no, what was it, autopilot, auto steer beta is what it's saying in. Not a big fan of that. I have it in that, but I just don't use auto steer. I just don't use the cruise control. The traffic aware cruise control is probably better, but the auto steer is what you get in the updated enhanced autopilot. But I can't say I would recommend anybody really using that, certainly on UK roads, or certainly roads which aren't just a simple basic motorway. This car also is probably the only car I could find, Tesla long range dual motor with acceleration boost as well. So in the dynamics, I've got chill acceleration, which gives you a 0 to 60 of around about 7.5 seconds or something, which is absolutely fine. And then the kind of more advanced setting is sport. Now for this year, as in the 2020 version, the one without the acceleration boost would do a 0 to 60 in about 4.4 seconds. And buying the acceleration boost brings it down to 3.9 seconds. So at a sub 4 second 0 to 60. And what I can say is that it's just obscenely fast. So what we're going to do, we'll go for a little drive, and I'll show you one of the good thing I like about the enhanced autopilot, which is the parking mode. So Logs, stick on your seatbelt. What I certainly love is just how easy it is. So just coming in, I've put it into reverse. Oops, I meant put it into drive. Still getting used to that on this car. It's just how smooth it is. So for a 5-year-old car with 57,000 miles on it, it is very smooth. It can be an incredibly relaxing car to drive. However, what I would say is that the kind of 60, 70, 80 miles an hour, if you're going, if there's any side winds, that is definitely picking up on what I would call the panel gaps between the doors. Now on this, if we go, we'll just put it on something. We'll show you the automatic parking. So it's in the enhanced autopilot steering beta, and if you're driving under 13 miles an hour, when you get to a place that has some parking spaces like this area here, it will pick it up on the screen here, and then without me having to do anything, it will choose a parking, or it can do a parking space. So this is all quite good. And so I'll choose that one, maybe choose that one, maybe I want that one over there. I'll do auto park. Don't need to press anything. It also just did a fart noise. I obviously forgot. I haven't turned off a fart noise yet. Right, that's hilarious. So funny. Really wears thin pretty quickly going on there. So this part was definitely something when I took my old man out for a drive. We were both holding on to the side, just in absolute fear of it just doing it all by itself, because it's all kind of new tech for us. So that was quite a surprising experience with it. So now what we're doing, we'll go for a little drive, and I'll show you the experience with autopilot engaged. I think we've done something where we've set it so that the road becomes like a rainbow coloured road, and I think we've got it in sports mode. Look, have we got it in sports mode?
Yes.
Right, it's in sports mode. I can also double check, so it's in sport mode. So acceleration, again, 0 to 60 in absolutely nothing, it seems like. So this tiny little bit of road, this private disused road here, going at 12, and then that's just completely unnecessary.
I just hit my face off the camera.
It's so that level of acceleration is obscene, is unnecessary, and to think you would spend £2,000 on a software update to get a car to go half a second faster is just, to me, an insane amount of money for what is a very quick party piece, which is kind of against the whole idea of this car. So this car for me is, I'm constantly looking at its efficiency and like, oh, have I saved electricity? Am I saving money by driving this as efficiently and as smoothly as possible? Oh, I've only used 300 watts per mile of electricity, or 300 watts of electricity per mile, and I want to try and keep that down. I want to be efficient, but then at the same time I can kind of go, oh, let's go full speed. It's just like, it seems to be the wrong thing. So I think 99% of the time I'll just have this car in chill acceleration, which is a 0 to 60 of like 6-7 seconds, 6 or 7 seconds. It's still plenty fast enough for you to get in and out of traffic everywhere. And this 3.8 seconds of 0 to 60 is just an unnecessary amount of additional acceleration. It's just painful to the point when I took my wee boy out, you hit your head off the back of your seat so many times your glasses come pinging off. But also the other part of it is that it's a level of acceleration which is uneventful. So I'm a motorcycle rider, and my motorbike can do a 0 to 60 in, let's say, 5.5 seconds, and that is a visceral experience. You've got the sound of the engine, the sound of the exhaust, the sound of the wind hitting your helmet, the pressure of the acceleration holding onto the handlebars, the pressure of the wind hitting you as you're going. All the senses are engaged whenever you're flooring it on a motorbike. You've got to get the clutch sorted, you've got to get you're listening to the wheel contact with the road and all that kind of stuff. With this, with four-wheel drive, it never skips a beat. It is a perfect accelerator. It will just always go. I haven't felt any of the wheels spin or skid. We did it even in some wet weather the other day. These are Michelin Pilot Sport tires, so they're like really good tires, and it's just obscene. So it's obscene, but it's not engaging. It's not an amazing event. So again, I kept on thinking, like, if I was to get a car which accelerates, which has an engine sound, which makes some noise, which is more of a kind of life-affirming experience, like a Mustang 5-litre V8, that's a great car. And that's where if you spent £2,000 upgrading, you'd feel that 10% increase in power, that 10% extra sound, or all that kind of stuff. Here, it's just, I'm going faster. Yeah, and you're just like, yeah, there's no sound. It's just, you're going from here, you're now there very quickly. So, okay, here we're on a pretty good road, fairly well marked on this. If I engage autopilot here, oh, and now it's cancelled the engage. So be attentive, keep your eyes and hands on the wheel. So even when you've got enhanced autopilot engaged, you still need to have your hands on the wheel all the time, which obviously is a good situation. For me, it's always a bit scary because it always seems to go a bit fast into the corners, so I would probably have it going slower into a lot of these corners than what it actually does. And we'll just have a little drive here and see if it has any meltdowns as we're going. So long as you just keep recording, and I'll just shut up and then we'll comment about it afterwards. Corner here. So we're coming up to a 30 miles an hour. So the speedometer says it's 50. We're still doing 50. We're coming around a corner. Whoa. It wants me to apply a slight turning force. Oh, and it's just given up. It's just given up. Take control immediately. So
that was scary.
So that's interesting.
That's what you said.
So going from 50 to a 30 with a corner there, it was still doing 50 as we were going around a corner, and then it's like it gave up to do that. So that I have just no confidence in that again. So if here we're at traffic lights, be attentive. I've got it in its thingy. the lights are green, it's a 30. I'll put the speed up to 30 miles an hour. And auto steer, speed restricted. I don't know, there's so much information on this screen that for me to be able to read it, because it comes up fairly quickly, I have to take my eyes off the road to see what it's actually wanting me to do. It's making lots of beeping noises and chime noises. I don't know whether that's it saying, oh, your speed limit's gone up, or there's a traffic light, or there's a pedestrian, or it's saying we're disengaging autopilot because it's just given up. So again, this is a good road. There's not much distractions on it. There's clearly marked bits of road here, and we'll just let it carry on, get up to its speed, and just let it do its own little thing here. What I would say is it feels like at the moment, maybe I'm still just getting used to it, maybe it's more a learning experience for myself, I feel more tense driving as a passenger, effectively, just having my hands gently on the steering wheel, than if I was in control of it. So having this in its autopilot beta, I'm just constantly thinking, where is this car going to screw up there? Is it going to know that that was a lay-by without some proper paint markings in it? Is it going to see a leaf fall into the road and then slam on the brakes? Unfortunately, there's nobody behind me, so I'm not too worried, and this is a clear road. And we also, sometimes our road is repaired with slightly different coloured tarmac. So here we're going pretty fast into this corner. Okay, my hands are on the steering, apply slight steering. So there it quietly asked me to put force onto the steering wheel while we're going around a corner. So I just don't know when it's going to work or not work. It's just going too fast. I am not on a fairly smooth road like this. Is not confidence inspiring. So again, this is something. So here's a bit of a junction we're coming up to. What's going to happen? Are we going to get through it fine? Yeah, going through it fine. Oh, but we're coming up to. So I'm going to slow down speed. I'm just not happy with it going this fast. Okay, here we're coming up to some junction. Granted, this probably isn't the kind of road that you should be using autopilot on at all, but in terms of the videos and the promotion I've seen of autopilot in America, I don't know whether they've just had better software over there or they've got better roads, but the American YouTube videos that I watch, in fact, I'm slowing it down. It needs to slow right down for this corner, because if this screws up on this corner, yeah, and it just gave up. Yeah, perfect. So that was obviously too tight a corner for it to do at 35 miles an hour, even though this is a 50-mile-an-hour road. Not confidence inspiring there at all. So for me, I think I'm just fortunately I didn't pay the thousands of pounds for the enhanced autopilot. I'm happy with it having the kind of parking feature, which is quite cool, but other than that, and including what I can't show you just now, is the smart summon is really not working at all. You have to be about 2 meters away from the car to do the smart summon, and it will slowly move it forward, and then it'll say you're the pedestrian that's in the way. So yeah, I couldn't recommend spending the thousands of pounds for the enhanced autopilot in the UK with our UK roads and our UK system. Maybe in America, maybe in a different country, but certainly over here it's just not, doesn't give me confidence, it doesn't make me feel more relaxed, and it just cuts out whenever it feels like, and it goes far too fast into a lot of corners. And on top of that, I would say the acceleration boost package of £2,000 is just an obscene amount of money for making a car go that little bit. Also, what I would say is that acceleration boost definitely seems to be from the 0 to 60. I don't feel, or I'm less impressed when you're already doing 40 and you want to get up to 60. It is incredibly powerful, but it's is not as mind-blowing as the 0 to 60. So it really is all about that instant torque that you get from 0 to 60. But once you go above 60, above the speed limit, it's not quite as impressive as it would be as if you're in like a sports car where you've got the engine and it's building up power and you're getting going. So this really just has kind of confirmed to me that my motorbike, which only has 77 horsepower, is actually a fantastic bike, because you have the sensation of speed, the sense of occasion, the fact that, you know, a fun event is happening when you accelerate on that, and it's not as fast as it needs to be, but it's the sound, it's the experience of it all. I mean, well, this acceleration in this car is, but so what the other point, well, the counter argument to that is that if I turn the acceleration from sports to chill, if I put my foot down here, it's picking up speed absolutely fine. I'm happy enough with a 7-second to 60 speed in chill mode, and it just becomes a relaxing car to ride. There's no engine noise, you can listen to the music, you put the music on full blast, and it's just, as a commuting car, this is spot on. If you're not using, because you're not going to use the enhanced autopilot for commuting, certainly not in UK roads, in our cities, in our potholes, the car will just have a meltdown. It just cannot deal with that. Certainly from the experience that I've had in the short period that I've had it. But if you're commuting, I think this is an actual car to just sit in and properly relax in, and, you know, try and not get too distracted with. So with this not being the fuel, was it the heat pump version, the efficiency is not quite as good as the 2021 model, but I think it's marginal. It's all about how you drive it, really. You could drive this as efficiently as a 2021 model. Maybe on the motorway there'd be a difference, and maybe a difference in winter when you're having to have the heat on, or in summer when you're really needing the air conditioning on. But just now, I don't need the AC on, so I can turn that off, and then that saves me like a mile or so. There's some information here. If I click over there, which can be distracting, it can tell me so here, aggressive acceleration consumed more energy, braking pedal use cost me 0.2 miles, going uphill cost 1.6 miles, going downhill saved 1.5 miles. So it is so much information, which as a driver can be incredibly distracting. If you're trying to read, oh, what have I done? That's where the autopilot would be good. So all this tech to make you efficient, to make you safe, it's also making you distracted. So it's a real contradiction of like, hey, we've got the safest car here, but you're just so distracted by all the information, all the bells, all the whistles, all the chimes. It's an interesting contradictory car. You know, oh, we're so safe, oh, but we can accelerate faster than a Porsche 911. So, but if you can, after a week, I suspect after a week of me dealing with this and getting used to all the settings and knowing it, like if I just press that and go wipers on, nope, didn't manage to do that. Try again. Put on wipers. Searching for media. No, didn't want that. Okay. Turn on the wipers. Yes, there it goes. It's on auto, and then I can change the setting there. Brilliant, there it goes. Take 3 or 4 goes. So yeah, there's a learning experience that I think I'll probably get over the next month. So my first couple of days of experience as an owner of this, it is distracting, it's interesting, but I want to do 2 things. I want to drive as efficiently as possible and save as much electricity as I can, and like, oh yes, I'm winning by spending less money on electricity because I'm being super efficient, but at the same time I then every so often want to go, oh, but I want to just go into sports mode and just go, and then you're like, yeah, just used up all the electricity I saved by driving efficiently. I've just completely wasted by just blasting it for 3 seconds. So now I'm up to like 500 watts of electricity. So yeah, I think once the novelty of the acceleration and the novelty of all the tech here wears off, I will be a far more efficient and relaxed driver in this. And I think this is a great car for commuting and being relaxed and just listening to the radio, because the sound system in here is fantastic, and the space in the boot as well is fantastic as well, and the actual handling of the car. So at the moment, Lugs, if you look at the back, there's a car right up my jacksie. I'm doing 45 in a 50, so maybe the car behind us, if you can you see that? In fact, you'll see it if you go in there. There's a car right behind me just now, and he's right on my backside. He's probably annoyed that I'm driving too slow. So this is where the sports mode, and they're gone. Now there's just a dot in the background.
Get roasted.
Yeah, roasted. So once that novelty wears off, I think I'll probably just never use. So unless you're somebody like, oh, we want to go to a drag strip and race it, that is just £2,000 of. I think you can do a trial of it where you can use it for a couple of days and then go, actually, can we just get my money back and have it deleted off my system? That might be the best thing to do, because it's just a bit pointless. I cannot recommend somebody spending £2,000 for somebody to go a little bit faster when it's already an incredibly fast car. And this enhanced autopilot, if it comes free with the car, happy days. If you can buy it with your free Tesla credits, because if you refer people to Tesla and they buy a new car, you get £250 worth of credits, and you can use that to pay for something. Then, in fact, I might have a referral code. I've got a referral code. I'll put that down the bottom. See if we can buy lots of stuff with those. I just can't recommend anyone spending their hard-earned cash at the moment for enhanced autopilot. And in the UK, the full autopilot, the full self-driving, absolutely nothing. I think it's currently still illegal, not just in Britain, but in the whole of the UK. No, in the whole of Europe. I think they've just completely banned it. Considering how badly this is doing currently with enhanced autopilot, I don't see it being able to do full self-driving at all with our roads and our road system and our condition over roads. Okay, that car's right by me. No. And the final thing I'll say about this is that one of the reasons why I got this car is one, probably the long-term costs should be nice and cheap, apart from the probably very expensive tyres, which I'll be ripping up by using that acceleration mode. But in terms of price, so this is the cheapest long-range 2020 model Tesla in the UK with acceleration boost. This came out at £18,300. So for the cheapest car in the UK that's got all these features, I am astonished by the quality, the condition, the performance. Is all absolutely spot on. There's no like, oh, the engine's a bit chugging, oh, the clutch is feeling a bit naff, oh, the brakes are a bit rubbish. Everything is just like spot on. There's no complaint with that. So full confidence in buying a 5-year-old car. Absolutely 100% confident. Apart from, I'm going to get this rear view camera repaired going on there. And also, if you to do this on a PCP, payment protection, no, was it PCP? If you're doing it on PCP, I've got this down to about £240 a month. So for £240 a month for this car, which is a 500 horsepower beast. Right, I'm just going to quit that acceleration there. Then it seems to be incredibly good value. It's done. I think when this was new, it would have been about £45,000. Once you add in the acceleration boost and the enhanced autopilot, it's probably a £50,000 car now at £18,300. That's somebody has taken a whack of depreciation over the last 5 years. So even if I have this for another 3 years, its projected value at the end of the next 3 years, which will mean it comes up to 8 years, which is when the battery warranty stops from Tesla. Its projected value is about £10,500. So it's potentially going to lose me over the 3 years about £8,000 in depreciation. I can deal with an £8,000 of depreciation over 3 years. I couldn't deal with, what was it, £35,000 or even more that I would have lost if you bought it from new. So yeah, so incredibly good value, incredibly efficient, incredibly relaxing if you drive relaxing. So putting my wife in this car, she can drive it nice and smooth and in chill mode at all times. And the app and the computer system, all fantastic. But the enhanced autopilot, can't advise that. And the acceleration boost, just ridiculous. Okay, there you go. 3, 2,